That was cheesy as fuck. What's that little grin I did? What's that little grin? So when it came to painting this week, I put a lot of pressure on myself. I made it so that I would have to do this painting in a day. I wanted to try and speedball it. I wanted to try and paint a landscape and as quick as possible make a video out of it and get in and out. This was probably the biggest mistake that I made this week. It had a knock-on effect. It ruined my whole week because I was stressing about not making a YouTube video, not keeping on top of my content. And what I learned from it was don't put the pressure on yourself. Because I was forcing the painting out of me, it wasn't naturally working on the paper. I like to almost start making marks, start figuring out what is working and what isn't working. And the fact that in my head I was like, I need to get this done today. I need to have this as a landscape. It just didn't work. So that was the thing that set me off on a bad start this week. After that, I tried something new, something I haven't done at home especially, was to carve in some wood blocks. I cut up a load of MDF, almost like how you would make lino or use lino. I make them out of MDF. So there was some enjoyable bits. I went around Plymouth. Plymouth has some really interesting characters, some quite quirky looking people. And as I was walking around in Plymouth, I saw this old dude with a yo-yo. He was about 60, I was going 68. And he just had a yo-yo in his, I should have gone 69. He just had some yo-yos in his hand and he was just flinging them, and I thought it was really cool. So immediately, I had something to draw there. So I went to the hoe, drew a bit of it, took it back home and finished it off. But what I did learn from that is the cutting tools can't get as detailed as you would with a pencil or a brush. Instead of him having yo-yos in his hand, I changed it to him being in a hula dress, and I don't know why. It was just, this is what I'm on about, going with the flow of things. Because that wasn't working, I ended up changing it for the better of the drawing, trying to create something out of nothing. It's something out of nothing. So that to be fair went well. And then it came to thinking about how to print this wooden block. And I had a few things knocking around the flat. I had some old rollers for out of a cheapy lino cutting kit, but it was really hard. And when I came to roll the ink onto the block, it didn't want to take the ink for some reason. So I have now gone and bought a soft roller, so a soft rubber roller, and that's going to be what I'm going to hopefully use in the future. But then after that, it was about figuring out how this press works, and I realised that I had to change the height of the top press so that I could get the leverage I needed to put the pressure onto the block. So the outcome of this first printing session wasn't the greatest. The image that came out was rough. It's nothing like I've done before. Rough and smooth, baby. I've learnt a lot about editing and turning my microphone on, which it's on now, because I've done a lot of editing today, over the last week, and the mic wasn't on. So this is a new kind of video as well, which I'm trying it out, people. In the spare time, also made some animations, which was quite good fun. Got the one here, which should say subscribe now, and some not so great ones, which I'll put here because I really like them. But yeah, that's been this week so far. So hopefully next week's going to be better. Well, it might even be the same, and I'll be in the same predicament. But who knows? That was cheesy as fuck. What's that little grin I did? Alright, till next time.